हरि ओम. ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरुवे नमः. Swami Tejomayananda, in his simple and lucid style, tell us how the Bhagavad Gita's knowledge can be internalized. If one knows how to relate to the world of objects, human beings, and experiences, then complaining will be replaced by understanding and wrong reactions by right responses. How to do that enables us to face day-to-day issues with calm and ease. The answer to this is the movement. In if practicality, thy name is Geeta, then clarity, thy name is Tejomayananda. Preface. Central Chinmay Mission Trust is delighted to publish this booklet that happens to be a transcribed talk of our Poojya Guruji Swami Tejomayananda at the Nicholas Pyramid. With his insight into the Bhagavad Gita, Guruji gives us tips to make life easier for ourselves and others around us. From cover to cover, this deceptively small booklet contains quality enhances of life. Geeta in daily life. Practical application of the values explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in our daily lives can be very rewarding. This is the vast topic that we will see in briefly in relation to the three aspects: our daily life, Bhagavad Gita, and its practical application. Our daily life. Let us begin with our daily life. Our typical routine is to get up, finish our morning routine, go to the school, college or office, then relax or socialize in the evening, eat and sleep. Day after day, the cycle is repeated. In this routine, we have to deal with material things, living beings, and various situations and experiences. None of us can avoid it. Life is nothing but perceptions and responses to those perceptions. We are continually faced with circumstances to which we have to respond. And respond we must to each experience, whether we like it or not, whether we are ready for it or not. This response may be right or wrong, good or bad, but one thing is certain: everyone has to respond. This is true irrespective of our status, poor or rich, literate or illiterate, powerful or weak. We find that a person reacts to a situation in different ways at different periods of time. Also, different people respond to the same problem or situation in different ways. Some are mature, some immature, contemplative, and therein lies the difference. Assimilation of knowledge. When knowledge sinks in and is really absorbed, then it automatically comes into play in our life. There is no gap between the knowledge and its practical application. when the knowledge is comprehended intellectually but not assimilated or internalized. Then this contradiction becomes evident. I know nothing but do not know how to apply it to my life. I know something but do not know how to apply it to my life. An example will make this clear. Imagine that you are given a glass of water, milk, or juice, and just as you are about to drink it, someone stops you and says, "Wait, there is poison in it." What will your response be? You will not drink, you will not think, "Let me," that the man is joking. It is unlikely that you will drink it. The moment you hear that there is poison, the knowledge takes place. You know that it is not just juice or milk, it is poison. The next step is also clear that if you drink it, you will invite in death. Thus, even though the sentence is simple one, you internalize and the knowledge immediately. You do not wonder how to apply that knowledge or whether to put it into practice. You just leave the glass right there and keep going. This is what is meant by knowledge, immediate understanding and prompt action. Our problem is that our knowledge is not as clear as this. So, even though our scriptures tell us that there is no happiness in the world of objects, and it is confirmed by our own logical inference and first hand that there may be some lurking happiness, if not in one object, maybe in the other. Swami Ramatirtha told a story once about a slightly mad person in a small town who used to play with children. One day, this man told the children that the rich landlord in the town was planning to display a fireworks in the evening, after which he was going to distribute sweets to everyone. So all the children went to his house promptly in the evening and found that there was no such function to show and no sweets were being distributed. Nothing at all. So they were disappointed, but they found the madman also standing there. They asked him, "Didn't you know that there was no function here and no sweet distribution?" He replied that he did know. The children were puzzled and asked him, "Then why did you come?" He responded, "I came here just in case it was true. If the landlord was indeed distributing sweets, I did not want to miss it." We are also like that madman, though we know that happiness does not lie in the object. Maybe there is something in it. It simply means that our knowledge remains at superficial level. If the knowledge sinks in, then practical application will happen automatically. There will be no contradiction teaches us how to live with things, beings, and experiences that we come across in our daily life. If we really understand what is taught, we will be able to use it. Knowledge is meant for practical use. If it is not used, then such knowledge is useless for us. It is said in the Gita, ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि. Having understood what is stated in the scriptures, act accordingly. The sentence appears simple. Let us see its implications. All of us suffer in life at some time or other. There are many reasons for this, but one key factor is our thoughtless action. All of us know it. The flip side of it is actionless thought. When thought is there but no follow up in action, if we do not act according to our knowledge, that slowly our knowledge and understanding will start changing, colored by our actions. For instance, all of us know the value of getting up early in the morning and doing our exercises, meditation, studies, or any such activity. I decide to get up at 5 o'clock, 5 am every morning, but the next day I feel lazy and I don't get up in time. Then I feel guilty and resolve that I must get up early the next day. Again, it is the same story, and a whole week passes by like that. Then the thought arises, what is the use of getting up so early? Birds also get up early. What do they achieve? Thus, slowly my knowledge and concepts start changing because I do not implement them in action. Instead of the actions being performed according to our knowledge and understanding, our concepts begin to be molded by our actions, buddhik karmanusarani. When knowledge is assimilated, it naturally becomes a part of our life. The trouble is that we hear or read but do not absorb the knowledge. It still remains the knowledge of the Gita, the knowledge of Shri Krishna, or Vedavyas, or that of the Guru. It does not become my knowledge. I may know that I may know what is written in the Gita, but unless it becomes my knowledge, it is of no use to me. Gurudev put it across beautifully once. Sometimes someone told him that he had gone through the Gita many times, but things were still the same. Gurudev replied, it is good that you have gone through the Gita so many times, but let the Gita go through you once. Equal vision of the Bhagavad Gita. Let us now discuss the main point made by the Gita about living with things, beings, and experiences. There is one watchword in the Gita, and that is samatha, equanimity. The equanimity has many nuances. Equanimity with respect to living beings, and equanimity with respect to experiences, the pairs of opposites. Equanimity with regard to objects. Let us begin with objects, then proceed to experiences, and finally human beings, the most difficult to deal with. All of us possess many objects: house, furniture, car, television, jewelry, etc. In this context, the Gita uses the phrase Samalostasmakanchanaham, equanimity towards a lump of clay, a piece of stone, or gold. We may wonder what it means. After all, we have to cognize the difference between stone, clay, and gold. All material objects have a place in the scheme of our lives, and every object has its special importance and value. We must recognize this and respect every being, everything. If I have 1,000 rupees with me, then I must understand that I have exchange value worth that much. But normally, when we look at an object or material, our outlook is different. Which is more precious, gold or stone? We will automatically reply that gold is more precious. But remember that if we want to hit someone, a stone is more handy than gold. You can build a house with stones and bricks, but not with gold. If you want to make ornaments, you should use only gold. A stone is of no use there. So, samatha here implies recognition of the due value of material objects in practical life and not giving undue importance to them. रही मन देख बड़ना को लघु नदी डारे जहाँ काम आवे सुई कहाँ कहाँ करे तलवारी. Seeing the big one, do not ignore the small, because the job that can be done by a needle cannot be done by a sword. It does not mean that the sword is useless. We need swords and other weapons in warfare. Each has its place, importance, and value. What one thing can do, the other cannot. So give each object the value it deserves. People often use objects as status symbols to declare their own superiority. Further, objects are often valued more than people. Also, people are valued based on what they possess. I remember a story about a brother and sister that I read in my childhood. The man was very rich, but his sister was poor. He used to host lavish parties, but would never invite his sister. She thought that after all he was her own brother and a formal invitation was not necessary. She went to one of the parties with her children. However, her brother insulted her and told her never to come again. In her anguish, she prayed to Goddess Lakshmi. Slowly, by her grace, she became rich. Then the brother invited her to one of the parties, decked in all her finery. Wearing a lot of jewels, she went to her brother's house. When the food was served, she quietly started feeding her ornaments. Aghast at this, the brother asked her what she was doing. She calmly replied that he had invited them, not her, and hence she was giving them the food. We must understand how to value each object, know how much value to give and to which object. This is called equanimity. All objects are important. If you give them due importance and the right place in our lives, we will not have problems. Equanimity in experiences. The Gita states that we should maintain our equanimity through the pairs of opposites characterized by heat and cold, joy and sorrow, and honor and dishonor. शीतोष्ण सुखदुखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः. Pujya Gurudev wrote a beautiful commentary on this verse. Heat and cold signify all the experiences at the body level. Joy and sorrow are the experiences at the mental level, and honor and dishonor at the intellectual level. None can escape these pairs of opposites. Rich or poor, educated or uneducated, all have to experience heat and cold. They are symbolic of the state of our body. Sometimes we are in good health and sometimes unwell, afflicted by some disease. So too, joy and sorrow, honor and dishonor are experiences that everyone must go through. How are we to maintain our equanimity through all these? Here we have to understand that equanimity means freedom from our personal likes and dislikes. If we neutralize our likes and dislikes, then we can remain stable in our situations. If we insist on a specific thing and refuse to accept any other alternative, then we will be elated if we get what we like, or dejected if we get what we do not like. Similarly, if our likes and dislikes are strong at the mental level, it will not be possible to remain stable in both joy and sorrow. A situation cannot remain the same at all times because change is the changeless law of this world. If we accept one thing, we should be ready to accept the other also, or we should reject both. Thus, we can either accept both or reject both. In Sanskrit, it is said, Agate swagatam kuryat, gachantam na nivarayat. When something comes, welcome it. When something goes, do not stop it. This is called equanimity of mind. This can be practiced in many ways. A devotee seeing everything as God's will is at peace. No happening in life, pleasant or unpleasant, can agitate him. In life is a result of their own past karmas. Their mind also remains peaceful. A person who has gained the Vedantic vision says that all these are only appearances. The self alone is real. He abides in that knowledge and accepts all things that come and go. Without samatha, equanimity, we will continue to swing dizzily between elation and dejection, happiness and sorrow. Equanimity to live with people. The Gita says, Surun mitra yudasena madhyastha dvashya bandhushu sadhusya picha papeshu samabuddhir visheshate. He who is same to the good-hearted, friends, enemies, the indifferent, the neutral, the hateful, relatives, and righteous and unrighteous, XX. We categorize people based on their relationship with us and our relationship with them. A person may be our well wisher, another may be our intimate friend, yet another an enemy. One may be neutral or indifferent, another hateful for no reason, yet another a relative or a loved one. Remember, a person may be friendly to me but inimical to someone else. I may also be friendly to someone and neutral with respect to someone else. Taking myself as the reference point, I need to live with all these types of people. They may be close relatives or mere acquaintances. Living with near and dear ones is the most difficult. Initially, when I heard Jesus Christ saying, "Love thy neighbor," I thought that it was a limited vision and he should have said, "Love all beings." But later, I realized that he was right because loving all beings is easy, but loving our neighbor or a person close to us is indeed difficult. If someone tells me that a man in Timbuktu has been criticizing me, it doesn't affect me at all. But if someone tells me that a disciple of mine is saying negative things about me, I will be keen to know who it is and it will affect me. The Gita advises us to have equanimity, samatha, with respect to people. There are two kinds of people, those who have difficulties and those who are difficult. We have to live with them. Learn to accept every individual per se without agonizing over why that person is the way he or she is. For instance, we see what they are done and accept them as they are. We do not say that apple should be like a mango like an orange, and so on. We accept the mango as it is, the orange as it is, and the lemon as it is. We do not complain about the sourness of the lemon and insist that it should be sweet like a mango. Similarly, with vegetables, the bitter gourd is bitter, and that is the speciality. We visit a zoo and enjoy seeing all animals without saying that a lion should be like a tiger should be like a deer, and so on. We do not want to see a lion that is tame like a cow. We want the lion to be like a lion, true to its nature. We also know that we can go near a deer, but we can't go near or play with a tiger, a lion, or a snake. We don't hate those animals, we just accept them as they are. We do not complain that fire is hot. Being fire, it is hot. We accept the fact and learn to see it, use it. If you have to live with different types of people, we should know their nature. We will have to understand who is inimical to us and which person is friendly towards. Without beginning and categorize, without beginning to categorize each one as good or bad, or wondering why that person is what he or she is based on our knowledge of the persons. We should modulate our relationship with them. If I know that a particular person is dependable, I can entrust him with responsible work. But if I know that he is not dependable, then I should avoid giving him any major work. However, we must entrust such undependable people with our work. and set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration. The fault is nearly entirely ours. When a person is rude to us, we react in dismay. How can that man be so rude? But he has already shown how rude he can be. If we ask him how he could say such a thing, he may well respond, I have already said it. There is no point in constantly complaining about people. The first step is to accept them as they are. The next step, appropriate manner. You can scold or correct your child, but not the elders in the family or your boss in the workplace. You can lay rules for the maid in your house, but not in someone else's house. In one of the houses I visited, I found a poster saying, accept me as I am. Do not try to change me. We want to be accepted by everyone as we are, but we are unable to accept others as they are. There is an oft quoted incident in the life of Socrates. His wife was very short tempered and she never understood his greatness. One day, when he was in the midst of a serious philosophical discussion with a group of people, she rushed in, abused him in a terrible manner, and finally brought a bucket of water and poured it over him. He remained quiet and calm. When someone asked him why did he why he did not protest or scold his wife, he smiled and said, it is nature's law that thunder is followed by a shower. He knew her nature and also knew that she did not understand. He learned to put up with her. In our relationship with people, equanimity, samabuddhi, means experiences. It means maintaining our balance of mind. With respect to objects, it means looking at things as they are, understanding their value, and dealing with them accordingly. Reflect deeply on these thoughts and assimilate them so that they become useful in your daily life. Points to ponder. Knowledge has to be assimilated. Knowledge that is internalized will spring into action spontaneously. Knowledge that is not assimilated and reinforced in action will fade away in due course of time. Equanimity or equal vision, samatha, is the golden rule of the Gita. Material objects understand the unique value of each object and use it accordingly. Experiences maintain your poise through the dual extreme of experiences. People accept everyone